Live from the studios at Casago University in Rocky Point, Mexico. Broadcasting around the world, the Casago Show discussing all things vacation rentals, property management, and the Casago way. Now, here's your host, Steve Schwab.
Hi, welcome to the Casago Show. I'm Steve Schwab, the founder of Casago, and thank you for spending the next 15 minutes with me talking about the things that are important to Casago, your success, and how we together make Casago great. Today we're talking about the Orange Credo, and specifically about the R pillar of the Orange Credo, which is renters. Now, last week we talked about the owner-centric portion of the Orange Credo and how that's the foundation of everything we do, and how all decisions made around the homeowner is what makes Casago great. We also talked about how making sure that when we take care of renters, we're taking care of homeowners and putting those renters in a position where they feel welcomed, where they feel that they are valued, and where they are getting great value for their money, and they feel not like just a number, but they feel like somebody who's important to us. And not just feel like it, but they really are somebody who's important to us, is a game-changing principle of what we do. So we're going to dive into every part of the renters portion of the Orange Credo, and we're going to dissect it down sentence by sentence. We're going to tell stories and we're going to talk about it and how each sentence matters in this Orange Credo. So the first sentence is, the renter is my personal guest. Now, there's a couple key words in here. So obviously the renter, right? That's who we're talking about, but them being your personal guest. And I can't tell you how important it is that this renter feels that they are your personal guest. And, you might ask, Steve, what does it mean when you say they're our personal guest? Well, I try to compare it to, have you ever had a cousin or a long lost friend or maybe, a schoolmate come and you haven't seen them for a long time, and they show up at your house and they're going to stay with you. Maybe they call just the day ahead and they're coming in. What do? You make sure that room is ready, right? They're staying in your spare bedroom. You wash the sheets. You make sure it feels great. Maybe they're a cousin. Maybe they're your mom or dad. But you're coming in and you want that room to be guest ready, right? You don't want them coming into a dirty place. You clean the bathrooms. You put away your junk. This is really the beginning of what it takes for somebody to be your personal guest. When somebody's coming in, you need to have that personal care for their stay. You are going to make sure that that place that they're staying is perfect, that you're not going to be embarrassed when they show up that you've got a dirty house, that you're making sleeping in a dirty bed. You're going to make sure everything's right at your house to make sure they have a great stay. And that's where this starts. That's where we're anticipating, which is what we'll talk about next week. But you're anticipating everything that they're going to need to stay in your house to have a great experience. Well, that's the foundation of it, and that's, where we start. But when they show up, do you just say hi, you answer the door, gosh, nice to see you, there's your bedroom, if there's where the shower works, here's where the bathroom is, if you need anything, there's some food in the fridge, see you later, hope you have a great stay, let me know if there's a problem. No, you don't do that, right? You ask them like, hey, what are you coming to town for? What are you planning on doing? Do you have any interest? How have you been? You're taking a personal interest not only in how good of experience they have in the facility of your house, but you're taking a personal interest in them. And when you take a personal interest in them, they know it. They can feel it. They start to know that you're truly looking out for them, that you're looking out for their experience. You might tell them, hey, what brings you to our city? They might have a very special reason why they're coming. Is this a special occasion? Are they looking for something? Are they looking to buy, which might be an experience? Are they looking to enjoy just a vacation? You have to find out why. And when you find out why, it's because you care. It's because you want to know, and you start to look for things that make their experience more enjoyable. When they're your personal guest, they'll feel it, and you'll feel it too because you'll be engaged with them. You'll be asking them questions. I recently had an experience where I got to be a secret shopper, and it was a great experience for me personally because I got to see the renter's experience from the other side And I was really looking for certain keys. And when I got to have a conversation with the woman who checked me in, which, by the way, was very professional, very courteous. She was very efficient in all this, but she never asked me questions about why was I there? What was I doing? What interests did I have? How could she help me? It really became a mid-level experience because just like a mid-level hotel, she checked me in. It was great. There was nothing wrong. It was fine. And I left. But there wasn't that personal touch. I wasn't her very personal guest, and I could feel it. And if you reach out to this guest and you take a personal interest in them, just like you would do for a cousin who is staying at your house, they're going to know it. And they're no longer somebody who's just a number. And you got to remember, you are the face of Casago, right? You can have people who are doing the cleaning, doing the maintenance, doing the laundry. You've got people who are out doing reservations, building technology, doing great things. Literally thousands, tens of thousands of man hours invested into getting that guest to that homeowner's property. And you may be the very first face. You may be the only face they see. Your face and your presentation and your personal interest to them is a culmination of thousands of hours of work. And you represent all of that in your interaction with them. You are Casago. So you making them your personal guest builds trust. And when they engage you back, you know that you have made them feel special and warm and like a person, unlike a number or a customer that's looking to go through a process. And that's the very first line of renters. So the next line we get into is, I will treat them with genuine hospitality. Now, hospitality is a system. You go through, you have lots of guests. We're recording when their special occasions are. We're making sure that business cycle works. But when you treat them with genuine hospitality, it's the difference between, well, let me tell you a story. So this last birthday, I turned off my birthday date on Facebook because I would literally get hundreds and hundreds of happy birthdays on my Facebook page. And I knew these people really didn't know me. These were people who may not talk to me or the whole year or haven't talked to me for years, but they see a little reminder that says, hey, it's Steve's birthday. Wish him a happy birthday. You know, it meant nothing. A lot of that didn't feel special. It didn't feel like it was genuine. Why? Because it was a system. Oh, look, it's somebody's birthday. Wish him a happy birthday. And it really had so little value compared to those people who called me on the phone and said, hey, Steve, I know it's your birthday. I want to wish you a happy birthday. You know, this has been great. I appreciate you. It made me feel special when they did that. And when you reach out with genuine hospitality, they know it's not a system. They know it's not a trigger that has been prompted by a software. They know that you're truly reaching out to them because you care about them, because you want to care for them. They can feel it and they know it. And when you treat somebody with genuine hospitality, when you go above and beyond, when you go out and you know it was their anniversary and you arrange something for them in their home because you cared, not because you had to, but because you wanted to, they will know that. And that is what's irreplaceable. You know, Casago is not the cheapest property management company in our markets. We're not. So what makes us valuable enough to charge more? And what keeps us from being just a commodity that somebody can undercharge us and take away all of our business? It's that genuine hospitality, and it carries to you. And what you have to understand is that genuine hospitality is not just the front desk. Get that out of your head. It's not just the person that checks them in. It starts with the maid. It starts with that maid making sure that they're doing the little extra special things, those little towel creatures and the cool foldings they do. It's making sure that the bathroom is clean. It's making sure that it's not just a facility. It's not just a soulless facility. That is something that they're genuinely welcome to love on and care for and be part of. And they will know that starting from anticipating before they show up with all the care you put into it. Then next it goes to the first person they meet or the first person on that reservation call, asking them, why are you coming to town for? What are you doing here? What are your interests? What do you think about doing while you're here? Taking that personal interest in them is what makes them feel like it's genuine hospitality, that you're not just processing them through the system to get the profit from them so you can make money. That's not what this is about. And if you are in that mindset, it will destroy your branch of this company. If you take care of those guests and you put a personal interest into them and they know it and they feel it, they will come back over and over again, and the money comes naturally because they come back. When you focus on what matters, which is taking care and being genuine with these renters, the money always shows up. That's incredibly important. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is the renter is away from the home and looks to me to be their host. You know, a host is somebody who receives a guest at their house. And, these are our homes. Remember, we're the stewards of these properties. While the master of the property is away, we're in charge of these properties. We must treat these properties as if they were our own. We're in charge of them. When somebody comes and stays on one of these properties, they are away from home and they're looking to us to be their hosts. So have you ever been away from home and had an emergency? I had an experience one time where I was a young man. I was in the Army. I'd gone down to Miami to visit a friend. And on the way back, I'd blown out a tire. I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't know who to go to. It was an emergency. I had to get home. I had to get back to the military. And I had no local resources. When we're all at home and we're all in our own environment where we have our friends, our family, things are familiar. We know where to go. We know what to do. It's pretty easy. We feel comfortable. There's a comfort there for us when we're close to home because there's resources and people will help us and we know how to reach out. But when you're far away and you have no idea where to go get things fixed or what to do when things go wrong, you're hoping that there's going to be somebody who comes and helps you. For me, it was in the form of a very old man who pulled over. He was a local. He drove me down to the gas station. He knew the owner of the gas station. It was midnight. He called that man. He got my tire changed for me. I put it back on my car and I was able to make it back before first call to the military. He was a local and I looked to him to help me and he did. And it was so great. And I'll never forget him as long as I live. You need to be the person who takes a place in his role when that guest is away from home and something happens or they need help or they feel uncomfortable, they're looking to you. You have to be the one that stands up and says, you call me. I'm here all day long. If you have anything happen, whether it be in the home, whether it be in your personal life and you need us to go get you something, or whether you have an emergency, call us first. We'll take care of you. And I'm going to tell you something. What happens in that guest's mind will be a shift and they will know that they have somebody local to trust. And if they call you and you show up and you take care of them, you will have their business forever. And even if they don't have a problem, now what do they think? Hey, I have somebody I can trust in this town. When I go back, I'm going to call them. Your face becomes the local resource. You become the local that they look to for that kind of help, for that need when they want something. And they become more comfortable coming back to your hometown and they become more comfortable coming back to stay with you and Casago because they know they have somebody they can trust. And when they go there, they have a local. It's important that you always are the one that they look to as their host when they're far away. So the last line is, I will see to it that they are comfortable, safe, and cared for. So, imagine if we're going to go back to your cousin or your family member or an old friend that comes and stays at your house. You wouldn't leave exposed wires for them to be out and, to be electrocuted on, or you wouldn't leave sharp things on the floor. You would make sure your place is safe. You'd make sure the air conditioner works if it's hot outside. You're going to wash those sheets to make sure it's comfortable. You're going to make sure that they feel comfortable, that they feel safe, and that they feel cared for. And that's not just the people who are, the front facing. This is maintenance. These are our housekeepers. This is everybody who answers the phone has this charge. In fact, I challenge you to take this line this week and really apply it to every single renter that you run into. I will see to it that they are comfortable, safe, and cared for. When you take that line and you apply it to every single guest we have that comes in and you make sure that those happen, you're going to find success. You're going to find relationships with these guests and renters, and you will be the hero to their eyes, and they will come back and they will mention you in reviews. But not only that, you'll have a great relationship with them, and it will carry on. I'm going to mention somebody, and he might be embarrassed I'm going to mention this, but Spencer Farnsworth, who started off with me 10 years ago this last week. He's just qualified for his orange badge. Spencer had been with a property management company before Casago. And, he still has people that call him today from 12, 13 years ago. Why do you think that is? Why would they call up, even though now, while he's in California, when he started in Arizona, and they say, let me speak to Spencer. Let me talk to Spencer. I want to reserve with Spencer. How do I get a hold of Spencer? Why do you think that is? It's because he is the one who makes them feel like they're his personal guest. And he's making sure that he sees to it that they're comfortable. And if there's a problem, he's going to get it fixed. He's going to reassure them that their issues are going to be taken care of. He's going to make sure they're safe. And he's going to make sure they feel well cared for. Because when he's made them feel well cared for, they know they have somebody they can trust to come back to. And that's the reason why they come over and over and over, year after year after year, longer than he's even done business as Casago. It's him. He's the driver for those people. So I challenge you to take that on. And by the way, when I talk about Spencer, he's not the only one. He's just the one that came to mind tonight. There's lots of you out there doing that. I challenge you to focus on that, put that into the framework of your mind. And when you do, and when you're talking to them, it's going to amplify your ability to be great with those renters. So that's all the time we have for today. I want to thank you for spending the last 15, 16 minutes with me. I want to speak to you. I hope this is a blessing to you. I hope that you grow from this. Make sure to email me back if you got questions, comments, suggestions. Hope to hear from you really soon. Thanks again.